ושם בשיר שחדש
Hello everyone, this is the second in the segment of Why Say Korbanot. And the second reason to say Korbanot daily and why it's in every siddur is the following. The Gemara in Masechet Menachot, last page, Kuf Yud Amud Aleph, quotes a pasuk that we read a few weeks ago. Keep on referring to the Korbanot with the word Torah. So Torat HaChatat, Vezo Torat HaSham, wondering why the word Torah is written in reference to these sacrifices. And the Gemara learns, Kol ha'osek b'Torat Chatat, Ki'ilu hikriv chatat, v'chol ha'osek b'Torat Hasham, Ki'ilu hikriv Hasham. In a word, if you learn the laws of the sacrifices, it is as if you brought the sacrifice. In other words, when we, in the siddur, say, or to be more precise, understand and learn what we're saying, that is in place of bringing the sacrifice that we can't bring today without a Beit HaMikdash, without a Mizbeach in its right place, and so many other conditions. From this perspective, it's not just learning Torah, which could have been any part of Torah. It has to dafka be the parts that talk about sacrifices, as Rashi says right there on the Gemara, Kigon seder kachim demairi b'hilchot avodah. In other words, if you're going to make a siddur with korbanot and you want the people to learn it in place of the sacrificial work, it has to be with the subject matter of korbanot itself. And indeed, the Shulchan Aruch Harav, namely the Shulchan Aruch written by Rav Shneur Zalman Miladi, the founder of the Lubavitcher movement, he comes along and brings this as a halacha and says, Kol ha'osek b'Torat olah ki'ilu hikriv olah, v'chol ha'osek b'Torat chatat ki'ilu hikriv chatat. Whoever busies himself, namely learns the laws of those sacrifices, it is as if he said, and to be more precise, it is as if he brought those sacrifices itself. So indeed, the second reason is, it is learning Torah, but not just any Torah, Torah that of the sacrifices, because if you learn that specific subject matter, it is as if you sacrificed. Maybe that's the reason why the Mishnah Berurah paskins in the laws of Tisha B'Av, a day that all of us, unfortunately, are mourners, that you shouldn't say this part of davening, and I'll quote his words. The Kol Shekain, talking about the things you don't say, She'ein lomar seder ha-korbanot hakatuv besof seif aleph, you shouldn't say all the korbanot, simply because the korbanot is learning Torah, not just any Torah, but the laws of the sacrifices, and on Tisha B'Av, we are enjoined, we are forbidden from learning Torah because we're all mourners. That being the case, it's not enough just to say them. You have to learn them. Namely, you have to understand them. You have to once in a while or once in your life open up a translation and know approximately what you're saying every single day. Number two, obviously this includes everything in the siddur from the first pasuk that's quoted in reference of the korbanot up until what we call Rabbi Yishmael Omer. Because Rabbi Yishmael Omer are the 13 ways to derive laws from the Torah, but they have nothing to do with korbanot. And therefore, indeed, if you're pressed for time or whatever it might be, and you want to say korbanot because of this holy reason, you want to obviously do your part in ensuring that there's something in place of the sacrificial work that wasn't brought that day, then obviously you would say all the korbanot, but you would, of course, Rabbi Yishmael Omer, you can skip over. Number three, if indeed you're very pressed for time, then at the very least, all the poskim say, you should say Parshat Tamid, because Parshat Tamid is indeed a sacrifice that was brought every single day. In the morning, Tamid Shel Boker, and in the evening, Tamid Shel Ben Arbaim. From this perspective, if indeed you're pressed for time, or it's a day in which, for some reason or another, other circumstances come up, indeed, the Ramah says that at the very least you should say the Parshat HaTamid, because that is the one sacrifice above all that was brought every day. And of course, if it was brought every day, we have to do our part to go ahead and to fill in the void by at least learning it and, of course, saying it and understanding it.
שיבנה בית המקדש במהרה בימינו ותן חלקנו בתורתך. שיבנה בית המקדש במהרה בימינו ותן חלקנו בתורתך. שיבנה בית המקדש